Hello and welcome to another edition of the Sports Zone. I'm your host, Charles Z. Hall II, with my co-pilot, Shaka Bradley. And on this segment here, we've got hockey with the Capitals coming up. You got Melo and Phil, but first we're talking about the NBA playoffs with the Wizards pulling off a big game one the other night. Wizards get a good win yesterday over Atlanta. Down at halftime, fought back, strong effort. John Wall, double-double. Gord Top with a double-double. Your take?
I mean, that was typical Wizards yesterday. They did what I expected them to do. I mean, even though I'm skeptical about the Wizards a lot of times, they're more talented than the Hawks, so really this should be a four-game sweep.
Are they that much more talented than the Hawks?
Definitely. They got the best talent in the East outside of Cleveland. The Hawks don't really have anybody that can put down other than Millsap.
We're going to discuss it later, but I think every series in the East except anything with Cleveland is an upset, can possibly have an upset with it. I mean, real talk.
I mean, anything's possible. But if the Wizards lose to the Hawks, man, that's a disgrace, man. I keep trying to tell you. The Hawks don't have no ballers, man, except Millsap.
The White took them. Granted, I ordered the White, but he can man in the middle. But Gortat held his own yesterday.
The White shot like one time, I think.
Yeah, he got to step it up better than what he did.
And I think they took Millsap's heart, man. They just
Marquise Morris and Millsap, that was a back and forth. They was woofing too, back and forth too. But I mean, the backcourt what the Wizards had did work. I mean, Wall with 32 and 14 assists, and he got good numbers from Bill. Solid work from Marquise Morris. I'm sorry, numbers wise.
Yeah.
He had the good points.
Yeah.
Otto was close to having a double-double almost. He had like 10 and 9. I mean, but 21 and 7 for Marquise Morris at the 4. The front court for the Wizards really did their thing, and they had some good work at the bench. I mean, they fought the third quarter is when the game turned around.
I mean, well, actually, in the first quarter, first half, when the starters were in, it was a whooping. It wasn't until Scott Brooks decided he wanted. It wasn't until Scott Brooks decided I'm gonna put in the whole 5 bench players. Is when the game came.
You can't do that now. You got to at least have one of 3 players on the floor. I think it's got to be at least Bill, Wall, or maybe even Marquise Morris. I was going to say Otto, but one of them has to be on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, like Charles Barkley said it last night. You gotta, with that bench, you're gonna have to put at least one starter or 2 starters out there. You're not gonna be able to go 5 and 5.
I think if you got a bench and Wall by himself, yes. But with Bill, I don't know if I want to have Bill. I might have to have Otto with Bill in the second unit, maybe 3 others.
Yeah.
But I'm not trusting the whole starting 5 out there.
You can't leave. You can't
even
take
with my man, what's the left-handed guy I like him.
Jennings.
Even with Brandon Jennings having some good experience, not really playoff experience, but good play. He's a good player, but still, I'm not sold on him running that show.
Yeah, and let me be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm ready to put Trey Burke back in because Jennings is giving you nothing offensively. Now he's pushing that pace.
Yeah.
He giving you a little bit of attitude on defense or whatever. But, I mean, you got to score, too. Like, that's one of the reasons why that 5 kind of had a little lull there is because you getting nothing from the point guard offensively.
That's interesting. Moving over to the other Washington team, the Capitals. Don't do that.
Choke.
Caps in Game 3 tonight. Big game tonight. They survived. They came back down 2-0 in Game 1 and won 3-2. But Toronto did what they supposed. They got a split here in D.C. They got what they wanted. They got a 4-3 victory the other day. Now they go to Toronto. What is your take on the Caps, who has the worst record of any playoff team when they're winning 1-0? In serious games, 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, it's lights out for the Caps, man. I hate to say it because I want them to.
You're not gonna win?
No, I don't think they're gonna win the series, man. It might mess around and go 7. But I don't like this. We've seen this story over and
Caps
over again.
In 6.
Man.
I hate to say it. It's gonna go 6.
It shouldn't even have to go 6. You're the president.
It's gonna go 6, right?
You're the president trophy winner. You shouldn't have to be struggling. You're the best team in the league, allegedly.
Is he still the best player of action?
No, probably not. I mean, said the kid. But listen, Pittsburgh does with a team that's supposed to be the best team. Pittsburgh don't mess around. They up 3-0. They not even the best team, and they going in and killing. They showing you how it's supposed to be done.
I mean, the Caps, again, you're right. We go over the same thing every year. Last year was a heartbreaker, how they lost. Every year is the same thing when they go. And it's kind of sad, but you got to have some kind of hope, do you not? I mean, seriously.
Listen, man, at the first game I turned it on, it was 2-0 or something.
I got your text. I got the group text.
It was 2-2. Now,
and I'm in the text like, I'm replying back, hang in there. We hang in there, Slim. We got a chance. They came back and won.
You got to go to overtime game 1. Then here you come again. Got to go overtime again.
And
the second
playoff
game.
hockey is exciting.
Pittsburgh ain't
playoff
going,
hockey is exciting.
Pittsburgh ain't going overtime. Pittsburgh lighting their behinds up.
I'm not sure who's Pittsburgh playing, but they're not playing Toronto.
They're playing a good team, according to the experts.
they're not playing Maple Leafs.
Supposed to have been a knockdown Dragon Ball series where I heard this on the radio where whoever comes out of that series is going to be beat up. Don't look like that's going to be the case.
I mean, anytime the Washington and Pittsburgh play a game, it's always that. But we can't discuss that because they may not make it.
No, I'm saying the guy.
I know that. I'm saying
this current series.
I'm saying anytime if they make it and have to play the Caps or something.
Yeah, they're going to beat the Capitals, man. They always do, man. I mean, it's just
you can't go. I mean, it's playoffs. You step up.
You step up. Henry Archer Bradley told me that a long time ago. The Caps don't step up in the playoffs. That's the problem.
Man, I really believe this time around, if the Caps can survive the first round, they may pull it off. But it's tough. I mean, Toronto is tough. They're one of the lone few teams left in Canada. Still do it. They're tough, but I think Ovechkin. I mean, every year in the regular season, he's doing it all: assists, points. He's up there in points all the time. We've got to see something more in the playoffs.
Well, see, this year they're supposed to be more well-rounded, where they had somebody else with 30-plus goals. I mean, they're supposed to have the top defensive team, one of the top offensive teams. They got multiple people who can score, multiple folks, on defense. They're supposed to have this great goalie who never shuts anybody. That's the thing, man. The regular season is one thing. At this point, we got to see what you're doing in the playoffs. Because
I agree with that.
That's where we are with the Capitals right now. That's what we are with
I agree with that. Folks, when we come back, we're going to discuss some more of the NBA playoffs, and also baseball is here, and the Nats doing their thing, but the O's are 8-3. We'll discuss that when we come back after a brief message.
Enough. Yeah, I'm over it.
We shouldn't need commercials to tell you we're powerful.
No thanks.
Genders don't play sports. Athletes do.
Welcome back to the Sports Zone, folks. The NBA playoffs started off this past weekend, cranking up with some great action. In terms of upsets, you had Milwaukee beating Toronto, Utah beating the Clippers. You had Chicago 1-8 beating Boston. Out of everything you saw this weekend, what surprised you? Even if it wasn't an upset on paper, what surprised you? And it could be the Wizards if you want to discuss that.
No, I mean, the Wizards I expected the Wizards to do what they did. And if the refs weren't trying to cheat, it would have been a blowout. But I'm surprised the Clippers lost to Utah.
Especially without the big center when he got hurt.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to say this.
Game.
If the Clippers lose this series without Gobert, but they lost by a tough shot. I mean, it was a tough shot.
But you shouldn't be in a struggle with that team without him.
Yeah, you would think you shouldn't. You're right. I have to go with you on that. But they got, and if you're Utah, you got that one game you want. You got the steal. So the thing that shocked me, everybody keeps yelling this Toronto-Milwaukee game. Well, anybody that loses the first game. Matter of fact, I go more than that. They keep saying Chicago. This is the one they keep saying Chicago-Boston. That they won that first game, and it's a must-win now for all the teams that were at home and lost. I don't agree with that. Man, look, a must-win is when you're down 3-0 or facing elimination. That's a must-win. These other games are, you can use a win, and you might want to get one, but it's not a must-win. Seriously, it's not a must-win.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Boston is going to be tough because of that situation. The situation that they're in, I don't know if emotionally they're going to be able to climb out.
I mean, yeah, Isaiah, but he played ball yesterday. That's a tough. I mean, the final, your sister died.
Yeah,
a day before in a car crash. That's
sad.
That's sad, Joe.
Yeah, I felt bad for him and the team a little bit because, like, dang, right? You know, that's a bad time, and life is much more important than sports. But just the timing of it all. I don't know if they're going to be able to pull that together.
But with that being said, if you're Chicago, you go right with it because they're balling. I mean,
Yeah, you gotta take advantage of whatever
exactly,
you
you
can
go
take
what it
advantage
is.
of.
I mean, what's the name was balling?
Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, Butler had 30. Butler had 30. I mean, he had a solid game from Rondo, solid game from Dwayne. I mean, but Butler. I mean, and again, I think Butler's a good player, but I don't think 30 from him to me is like that's an eye opener for me.
I
But
mean,
he's a
the
good
man
scorer.
giving you 20
He can
plus.
play, but I just don't see 30 out of him.
All-Star.
So when I see 30 coming from him, he's like, wow, okay. I nod my head like, okay, because he straps up.
Arguably, he's the best player in the series.
Isaiah's the best player in the series. But you're right. You can make a case because he plays both ends. You can't make a
Isaiah
case.
too little, man.
You can't make a case, but Isaiah's the best player in the series, I think.
He too little, man.
He can make things happen. And he did last night, hit that big three to cut it to one, but Butler with 2 free throws. I mean, cut it to 2. Butler with the 2 free throws iced it. So I get that. I mean, Milwaukee, Toronto, your take on that. It's one game, but Milwaukee did look good for one game.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of fearful of playing Milwaukee as a Wizards fan. Not that I think Milwaukee is good, because I don't.
They are. They're long.
But they're awkward. They're awkward kind of team. And if you know, again, man, Toronto, even though they're not good in the first game of the playoffs or whatever.
Again, that's just one game.
Yeah, I mean, and they can come back. They obviously they did it last year, but you the third seed, man. You like when you're a better team, man. Now is the time that you show that
Are they
you're
really
a
the
better
better team, or is it just a better
Yeah,
record?
Milwaukee not as good as
Because in
Toronto.
the East, like I really believe the only team facing an upset they lose is Cleveland. All these other matchups are not really that much of an upset.
Nah, man.
Chicago
Listen.
beating Boston, Atlanta beating the Wizards. That's why it's a 4-5. That's not an upset like that. And
Yeah,
Milwaukee
but
beat
quality
Toronto.
of team,
Man,
seeding,
those teams-
seeding, whatever it is.
Atlanta
quality
has.
of team. Atlanta
I
not
think
as good
Atlanta
as
might
them.
have more playoff experience than the Wizards. Or that's right there beside.
They don't have
them.
the talent that the Wizards have.
Okay, we can go match.
I mean, when
player
you
for player. Okay, we're giving John Wall, and I don't know who played a 2 for Atlanta. So I'm gonna even slide Bill 2-0 Washington backcourt. We're going center. We're going Howard. So
No, we're not going Howard. Not
Man,
now.
yes, we
This
are.
ain't Superman from
You still
Orlando.
taking Howard.
That's a wash. You
No, it's
saw
not
that?
a wash.
That's a
No,
wash.
it's not a wash. You still
And
taking
this
Howard.
and really,
Dwight
Millsap-
Howard will come here and start.
but
Yeah,
then he gonna
exactly.
give us-
The fact
he
you
gonna
gotta
give us the-
pause, the
he
fact
gonna
you
give
gotta
us the
pause.
same mess he gave them yesterday.
The fact that you got to pause.
And he
answers
gonna
that.
what? Listen,
Small forward.
who does Atlanta have a small forward?
That's not. They don't have Millsap at the 3, or is he
Millsap
playing
the
4?
4. He is stretch 4. You just heard Morris tell him soft. Stretch 4 is soft. That's him. Listen,
A
man.
stretch 4 is keyword for soft. I will admit to
Up
that.
and down the roster,
Power
the Wizards
forward would stand
outclassed
for power,
them easily.
not a small 4.
Up and down the roster, man, the Wizards outclassed them. That should be not even a contest.
I'm
Milwaukee is an awkward team. They kind of long. Toronto really only has 2 players.
I mean, with the Rose has stepped up. You got to get something from Kyle Lowry.
And Kyle Lowry been doing
He's been
this
doing
stuff
this in
in
the playoffs. He has. He's been doing this in the
So
playoffs.
at what
last couple
point
years.
are we? What are our expectations with them? So that might be a bit of an upset to me because I mean,
All of them are
Milwaukee-
upsets. The Wizards, the
Nah,
Boston
man.
series,
I'm not going
Utah
with the
Clippers. I mean, they all can be. There's no real. They all can be beat.
The rest of them
Slide over in the West. Check it out with your take on the Rockets Thunder last night.
that went about how you ultimately how you figure
It
it'll
was
play
simple
out.
playing.
Pure
One
talent
team can
eventually.
shoot, one team can't.
Yeah,
I mean, Westbrook is just showing more. While Westbrook is like, wow, I'm winning with these guys. He has no shooters. James Harden can drive and kick, and he's got shooters.
and I'm gonna tell you another thing. Westbrook shoots entirely too many threes.
Yeah.
His team shoots entirely too many jump shots. For you to not be good at shooting, you're shooting too many jump shots.
But you gotta make somebody respectable. I mean, you gotta make them respected.
Just go.
You would
really.
think they would go inside to the paint with a
You
little
would
bit
think.
more with what's the pirate looking
Cantor
dude?
and
Enes Cantor, yeah.
Cantor and Steven Adams.
Stephen Adams look like a big pirate with that mustache and everything, like the guy from that what's that, the liquor drink?
Oh, Captain Morgan.
Yeah, the Captain Morgan drink, right?
Not that I'm a heavy participant in adult beverages, but you know. But yeah, I mean man, that might be coaching. Like you seemingly have an advantage. I don't know.
It's pretty hilarious. Oh man.
But I mean, they shooting entirely too many jump shots. Westbrook, I don't know who he think he fooling with all those threes. Like, dude,
I mean, he shoots them. He just tends to make them, but I mean, he's been the man for him.
You don't have the firepower to trade that weight with that team.
They've got to attack more. He's got to drive and dish right here for the dunk for Steve Nash, like he's been doing all year long. Yeah. They prepared for that. I mean, it was a one game. It was close at halftime. Third quarter, they started making shots. Thunder didn't. That's what happened.
And
they just made it happen. And that thing got out of there quickly. Golden State and Portland was a good game yesterday. I don't know if you saw it. It was a good game. McCullough lit them up. But we discussed that a while back. You want to watch Portland go. We discussed this exact series before about 3 weeks ago. And we said you're going to see the two backcourt guys from Portland do their thing, but they're going to lose. They're going to play well. I mean, McCullough had 41. I forgot what.
I think they had like 75 points between the two of them.
He did his thing, but you got to get something else. I mean, they were right there, and this game slowly turned in that fourth quarter.
I mean, Durant had 32.
But they were right there with him, and it didn't even matter.
Eventually, pure talent was going to take over, and those two people are not going to be enough to beat that team by themselves.
Damian Lillard took some threes late in the third quarter, fourth quarter. I'm like, why are you shooting that shot from? I mean, it was like he hit them early. They were bad shots, but it's like, Joe, the 3-point line is here. He's way back here.
He trying to compete.
Man.
He trying to compete with these people that you can't compete with that way. Like you gonna play them, you got to play an efficient, smart, intelligent game.
All this time, we haven't even spoken on LeBron barely beat Indy. While we're here, do you think, I mean, we know LeBron and them won. They got game 2 tonight. What was your take on Paul George saying what he said to the media? I mean, I agree with what he said, though. Was he supposed to say it?
I mean, he probably should have said it.
We always say we want the real.
Well, I agree with LeBron said. I mean, simple math. You got 2 on you, that means somebody open. Would he have said it if Miles had hit the shot? I mean,
hey, look here.
He made the right play. Now, maybe he should have gave it right
LeBron said
back.
that, but let's make sure something clear. LeBron hasn't been no clutch guy at all.
No, LeBron made the right basketball play.
He does, but he is no clutch guy. We get the ball to him in the clutch. He didn't even want to take the shot in the All-Star game a couple of years ago.
Hey,
when he had to he gave it up then.
He's making the correct basketball play.
Yes, he is.
If I got 2 on me, that means
Kobe
somebody
Bryant,
else open.
He's no Melo. He's no Kyrie Irving. Get the ball to him. I'm gonna knock it down in the clutch. Give me the ball type of guy. So
even Jordan passed it to Paxson and B.J. Armstrong.
He did, man.
I mean, you gotta make the right play. If Miles hits the shot, ain't nobody worried about why he passed it to him. He gonna say.
Again, do you think Paul should have got it back?
He probably should have gave it to him back.
That's all we're saying.
The shot that Paul was gonna get was gonna be 5, 10, 2, 3 feet
Paul
beyond the three.
He just hit another 3 before that.
Hey,
he was
man,
fine.
Miles had a good shot. He just missed it, man. I mean, you played well. Hopefully you can keep it close.
Again, do you think he should have said it? We want the real. Do you think it's going to be a problem tonight?
Well, it probably won't be this close tonight.
I don't see why not.
Man, I don't see
why not.
Like him going to Miles later after the fact, he probably shouldn't have told us.
Indiana plays away. Paul George, he has no fear of LeBron in them. No. If he's hitting, he's going to do his thing.
But if they start double teaming, to be honest with you, you got Teague, you got what's my man, the little shooting guard came from Golden State.
Oh yeah, he's tough. Monte Ellis.
Monte Ellis, you got a little bit of work.
He does.
You should be able to compete with.
And that athletic big man, a young guy,
and Stevenson. So you should be able to compete with them.
I think and Cleveland plays no D, which was evident again Saturday. They play no D.
So I mean, I don't know. If it's enough. It probably isn't.
They can make it close. They can still want to be.
If George can continue to get off, then it may stay competitive.
Did you watch anything of that Spurs Memphis game?
Memphis don't have Tony Allen. They can't.
He's hurt? I didn't know he was hurt. Wow.
Yeah, he got hurt. I believe the last game of the year.
Oh wow! I didn't
where
know
he should have been resting. He got hurt.
You believe in rest?
We had that discussion last week, or a week before last. I mean, he messed around and got hurt playing in a meaningless game. Now you don't have him when you need him the most. Against the team you need him the most against.
That's true. I'm still thinking they got blew out so bad. That's a team that really can't shoot that way. They've improved their shooting, but wow.
Yeah, I mean, they keep running the same team out there with no offense. And now Zach is not who Zach used to be, down low, giving you work.
We'll come back to this after the break. We're going to come back. I want your predictions in the first round series. Folks, when we come back, there's some more predictions, and we're going to talk some baseball after a brief message.
I pledge.
I pledge.
I pledge to treat everyone with respect.
Respect and dignity.
I will not tolerate discrimination
or harassment of any kind.
I will speak up. I will speak up whenever I know discrimination is happening.
And I will stand up.
Get up.
Rise up. For victims. Take the pledge at risetowin.org.
Welcome back to the Sports Zone, folks. Our area baseball team, the Washington Nationals, are 7-5. Getting the job done. Bryce Harper right now, fried in October in the playoffs, and he is still bringing the heat right now. At batting .333, he's got 13 RBIs and 4 home runs. He's doing his thing. They're getting 50-50 pitching, though, from their big guys. Scherzer, Strasburg, and Gonzalez, all 3-3. Scherzer's 2-2, and they got 2-0 from the guy Matt Alberts. I mean, what's your take on the Nats right now?
Yeah, I mean, 7-5 isn't terrible, but it isn't that great either. Like I've seen them play the Phillies a couple times now, and they seem to have struggled with the Phillies amazingly. Maybe the
I knew
Phillies,
they were going to be a tough matchup.
Maybe the Phillies are better this year. I mean, the lineup that they have, man, like I almost have the Nats in Capitals position right now.
Slowly but surely, the Nats are beginning to look like that when it comes to playoff.
Yeah,
action.
I mean, I expect them to get to the playoffs. How great of a year are they going to have? That remains to be seen. I need to see it in the playoffs. Like I said, they could go 162-0.
Yeah.
What are we going to get in the playoffs? Are you going to hit in the playoffs?
I mean, well, this week they've got Atlanta in a 3-game series, and they've got the Mets after that weekend series. I mean, some big competition in the NL East. They got to make some moves. This series can make you go under 500, or it can make some action in your division. On the American League side, the Orioles are doing it. They're 8-3, 4-1 at home, and the rookie for them, Trey Mancini, is getting it done. I mean, he's batting .364, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs for a rookie. He's getting it done with them, and as a team, they're playing good baseball. I know you're not a big fan of the O's anymore. But I'm just letting you know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if they can keep it up because is true.
I'm not expecting them to win the East.
I did. I said it on this show they're going to win in the American League East.
We 11 games in. We'll see if they can maintain
back, 3
it.
weeks ago.
You expecting Boston? I mean, Boston won it last year. They went to the playoffs. So you expecting them eventually to come around and over the if the Orioles get it, more power to them, man.
Can go toe to toe with them dudes, man.
We'll see how that plays out the rest of the year.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it should be good. They got in-league play already. Cincinnati this week, and then Boston for the weekend. So that's a big series kneecap for them. Mm-hmm. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that Boston matchup. Either way, I mean, if they lose these 6 games, I guess they would go under 500. But they're 8-3 right now, best record in Major League Baseball. The O's doing their thing. Coming back to the NBA playoff, I wanted to get your take on something. Who are you predicting in these wins? I mean, I never got that. So we'll go with the home team Wiz and the Hawks. You like who? The Wiz, I take it?
Yeah, I mean, I like the Wiz. I just think they're more talented.
In what? How many games?
Well, I mean, truth be told, it should be 4, but it may go 5 or 6. It shouldn't go 6. I mean, it shouldn't go 6.
That man said 4.
But the way that they, just like they did Toronto a couple years ago, man, if they play with high efficiency and intelligence and play the way they're supposed to play, it shouldn't go beyond 4. I'm looking for Chicago in the upset now, especially with Isaiah Thomas in his emotional state. I just don't know now. That kind of has thrown everything off. So I'm looking for.
Let's stay in the East. So you're saying like the Wiz in 4. No, I like them. I like the Wiz in 5, honestly. So let's go down Cleveland. No, you just said Chicago and Boston. You like?
Yeah, I mean, as the number 1 seed, Boston. Even though I don't think they got a lot of talent, they were the number 1 seed. So they probably should win. But now with everything that's happened,
how many games?
I'm taking Chicago, man. That might go 7. I don't think Chicago.
I like Boston in 7.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go 7.
Toronto, Milwaukee.
Even though Milwaukee came in and stole one and everybody loves the Greek Freak and all that.
He's a beast.
I think Toronto will turn it around and pull that out in about 6 or 7. That one might go 7 as well.
I think Toronto's going to win in 7 myself. That's going to be a long series.
Yeah.
And Cleveland, Indiana.
Yeah, I think that Indiana might get a game.
I think that'll go 6.
That
Cleveland's
might
gonna
go
win.
6. Yeah,
I think
6.
Cleveland's gonna go get that in 6.
That might go 6.
Because they don't play defense, so I'm figuring that. I'm assuming that Paul George is gonna get them a win.
But
on that
I don't know if the firepower is there. You still got to outscore them.
They've got some scores, Monte. Yeah, we said it earlier.
They
Monte,
do, but they do.
Paul
But
George, they got some players over there. On the west side, and I said this a while back, Portland gets a game on Golden State or no?
I don't think so.
I mean, there are jokers in the media that are saying Portland could probably win this thing without losing 2 games. I doubt that very seriously.
Portland?
I'm sorry, Golden State.
Period. The overall.
Overall playoffs without losing 2
I mean,
games.
that's not inconceivable. I think they're going to sweep Portland. You might get the same kind of game that you got, but
They're going to beat Portland in 5.
And then real quick,
gonna
Portland
beat
had the
Portland in
nerve.
5.
They had the nerve to be talking trash and all this stuff.
No, man. The reporter from Portland asked Dame Dollar, he said, Portland's going to win this series in how many games?
No, I ain't talking about that.
Oh, okay.
No, yesterday. After the game, they were talking about Dame and CJ talked about trash talking in the game
If you're going to talk it, you got to back it up.
and what's your man Draymond. They had some. It was a lot of talking going on back and
He
forth.
talks with everybody.
And I'm like, ain't nothing to talk about. You lost.
Yeah.
Get the bucket, then talk.
So you saying that in 4?
4.
I like it in
That's
5.
going 4.
Spurs in Memphis.
That's another 4.
That's going 5. That's not going to go no. Spurs ain't blowing. I ain't going to sweep them like that.
Man, Memphis don't have it on old, man.
Clippers, Utah.
That one might mess around and go 7 now that the Clippers have lost. Like, I don't understand. I think.
Clippers in 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Clippers will win in
6.
6.
I'm gonna say
I'll tell you why.
6. I'm gonna say 6.
Clippers in 6. Rockets, Thunder.
Yeah, that one might be a 4.
Nah.
Because you just don't
Westbrook's
have
going to get him
offense.
enough to get. It's going to go 6 games.
Maybe, you know what? I ain't gonna say that because I do think Westbrook's the MVP, so he might be able to carry them to a game at home.
I'm going to give them game Rockets in 6. Really, I wanted to say Thunder in 7. I really did, just off my heart, but I think Rockets will win in 6.
I mean, that's not it.
That's
That
not
wouldn't
like
be a logical position.
That's not true.
They don't have it, man. But I'm gonna give the MVP 1 game at home.
Man. All right, while we're here, you know what? We're going to come back to this one. I need a quick break for this one. We're going to discuss this Phil and Melo thing after we come back, after a brief message.
Just because kids play sports doesn't mean they need sports drinks. Sports drinks are loaded with sugar that kids don't need when they get out and play. Water and a healthy snack is all it takes to bounce back. Water has no added sugars, no added colors, no added anything. It's just water, and it's all kids need. Get the facts. Visit playeveryday.alaska.gov.
This is a text that came in to me earlier. I want to discuss this Melo and Phil thing. This comes from a man, Romy in Northeast. He wants to know, he said, Chuck, what is your take on Phil and Melo? Is Phil wrong? I really think Phil is flat out wrong. I mean, and I heard some people discuss this a lot over the weekend. Phil is, I mean, you can't talk about the players like that, no matter how bad he may be right with it. But you think about it, and I'm going to give you this. Everybody's been saying you're a one-man gang, you should be able to do something in the NBA, which is true. If you look at the team Iverson had, Iverson took Dikembe, Eric Snow, my man from Temple, Aaron McKee, and some bag of beans to the NBA championship.
That's not a bad lineup, though.
Name a scorer on that team.
Aaron McKee was a man at Temple.
This ain't Temple, buddy, in the NBA.
I'm just saying. Dikembe is big G-Town. I mean,
this ain't G-Town. When they were in Philly in 2001, that's what Iverson had. And Iverson was able to do his thing, green light, go, give me the ball, and he was able to do it. Now, people were trying to compare that to why can't Melo do that in New York. One, Phil wants to run that New York offense, that triangle offense. Not Melo's not his thing. He's bringing in coaches that want to run it. That even, okay, what's my man from the Lakers who's the coach? Derek Fisher. First-year coach, forced to run that offense. They bring in Kurt Rambis, forced to run that offense. They bring in Jeff Hornacek, forced to run that offense. He didn't want to run that offense, but he's been forced to from Phil. I mean, let's try something that may work outside the triangle. Your take.
mean, it's twofold, man. Phil is wilding.
Yes, he is.
I mean, it's almost like get that man off the porch and put him to bed already. Because he's just talking crazy. He's hamstringing the team, like you said, with this triangle offense. The triangle worked because you had Jordan. And because you had
Jordan, Shaq, and you had
Shaq
Kobe.
and Kobe. Like, get
That's
out of
why
here
it
with that
worked.
triangle mess, man.
Yes, that's
and
the only reason why
you
it
can run whatever
worked.
you want with Jordan and Shaq and Kobe.
Yes.
But at the same time, Melo, outside of Syracuse, ain't really making anything or
They won
anywhere
50 games.
better.
Now, granted, again, I'm not saying that the way Phil talks about it, like Melo is the worst thing alive.
Well,
that
see,
man comes through in the clutch form when they need when it's a close game. He's getting clutch buckets. But the team is not much out there outside of him and
Porzingis' job
Unicorn.
is a man a little bit.
And we discussed this earlier. He's a what? Stretch four.
Well,
So
yeah.
and we just heard that. What does that mean? Exactly.
But
So,
Melo, I mean, listen, if Isaiah Thomas at 5'7" or whatever he is can take those group of jokers who he taking to the number 1 seed, Melo can't take
he should be able to.
Derrick Rose, Porzingis.
You would think so. You would think. But they're playing an offense that probably doesn't fit that team.
Well, that's true too. That
they're playing an
triangle
offense
thing
that probably shouldn't be running.
probably is hamstringing them a little bit, man. I mean, I like Melo. I always liked Melo.
Should Melo leave? Is the
He
question.
definitely, go get on out of there.
I think he should stay and say
do
the heck
what?
with it
And do
and say,
what?
Phil, you gave me this no trade clause. I'm gonna stick around.
But do what? Just keep in this wallow in this mess for the rest of your career?
Hey man, Phil ain't doing nothing with upside.
Phil
I might
ain't
as
about to
well.
make nothing happen.
Exactly.
Melo out
He's
of
gonna
there.
continue to talk bad on Melo. Really, I will admit to this. Melo probably should say something, maybe.
Yeah,
but he's kept it. I mean, maybe
played-
Melo should. You know what? Melo has kept it personified class,
Man.
flat out. He hadn't said a word about it. He kept it cool.
He doing the Donovan McNabb, and you see
That's true. You're right.
The heck
They
with all
beat
that.
up McNabb. He might should say something. You're right. Say what you're dealing with. Say it. You can't tell what you play, but say what I'm saying here. Let us run something else besides the triangle.
Either that or just do better with. I mean, I don't know, man. Like you sort of wore out your welcome in Denver. Like if everywhere you've been, you haven't helped take them somewhere, then you got to take a little bit.
Denver,
of
they
the
went.
blame,
Did we get that? Denver, they went to the Western Conference Finals.
and can never get.
He was a consistent player in the West, and the tough
Yeah,
West.
and barely
back
got
then.
out the first round.
He went to the Western Conference Finals in 2010, I think it was. It's been a minute.
It's almost a decade, man. That
Been a
dude
minute.
got to go. I mean,
He
I
also
don't
been to
know,
a
man.
champion Lakers, but still. You know.
I like Melo. I mean, I don't know if he's helping you get better. Like you've been at New York
Maybe
all this
so.
time, they just still wallowing.
Name an All-Star he's played with.
AI,
No, in New York. And that was a
D Rose,
that was
MVP.
No. Okay, I guess this is a hurting.
I mean, obviously it
So I guess we're
wasn't.
going to say the Unicorn. Did he make the play? Did he make the All-Star game?
No, but I mean,
Okay, exactly.
Unicorn is okay
Exactly.
with Rose. Even if Rose isn't MVP Rose, you got Rose, you got Melo, you got Porzingis. That's a nice little threesome right there.
For something to run that team can run.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't beat the dead horse on it right now. We're going to have to come back to it another day. Folks, it's been a great show. Always a pleasure. Come check me out. Give me a holler. Hall C at districtheights.org or call the office, or you can text me for some information, 301-336-5633. If you have my number, hit me. I always take the message and try to put it on and get some display. For my man Shaka Bradley, I'm Charles E. Hall II. This is the Sports Zone, and we will see you on Channel 25 of Verizon or Channel 71 in Comcast.